slide. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
hi, everyone. So I'm Yatisha Jain. I'm a PhD student at the Hasso-Plattner Institute. And me with my colleague Jan Christoph, we worked on this paper. It's a negative results paper presented earlier at the Extended Semantic Web Conference in June this year. And the title is Do Embeddings Actually Capture Knowledge Graph Semantics? So yeah, so I'm a PhD student at Hasso-Plattner, and he was a student at TU Braunschweig, but now a postdoc at VU Amsterdam. I'll spend more time on the introduction and the motivation and the takeaways rather than the experimental details, because that's the interesting part. We're talking here and dealing with knowledge graph embeddings. So these embeddings are basically, the plan is to embed the components of a knowledge graph, that is the entities and the relations, into continuous vector space. And this allows us to easily manipulate the data while also preserving the inherent structure and the connections of the entities within the KG. The idea is to capture these interactions in the high dimensional space so we can solve further use cases. And these embeddings have been really popular in the past decade. There have been several that have been proposed every year in many conferences, Semantic Web or CL conferences. And since they're very popular, they have a lot of use cases. So many people are trying to use these embeddings for various different applications. The default application that they are used for and tested with is the link prediction application, where we are trying to see whether the knowledge graph is complete or not. How can we predict more entities? But apart from that, to leverage the semantics that are assumed to be present in these embeddings, they have been used for entity similarity, relation similarity, conceptual clustering in the high dimensional space, as well as rule-based reasoning. But none of these methods have really tried to see whether these embeddings are working correctly for these approaches or not. So there has been no scalability or consistency study for these embeddings across different data sets and different entities within the same data set. This is what we're looking at in our paper. We are trying to see whether the embeddings actually are capturing the semantics of the knowledge graph entities or not. So the premise is that the vectors of these entities and relations should be able to reflect their latent semantics. So if we have similar entities, even E2, E3, then the corresponding embedding vectors should also be similar. So they should be close together in the vector space. The vectors themselves have to be similar to show these semantics. However, so we are expecting that the entity similarity should be reflected by the vectors. So let's say all painters are together, or all scholars are together, or politicians are somehow similar in the embedding space, but that's not what we have observed. What happens here is that it's all a blob of all vectors together. There is no semantics being reflected. So similar entities are not really similar in the vector space. And we wanted to see in this paper, what are these characteristics of the latent vectors that we obtained from the embeddings? We wanted to quantitatively measure their ability for semantic representation. And of course, when we saw the shortcomings, we wanted to see why this is happening at all. So this we have done with the help of simple clustering and classification experiments. The idea, the premise is, can vectors express similarities between entities of the same type? We did classification clustering, where we are trying to see in classification, for example, we're trying to see whether we can assign these entities to their types. So the types as in, is Donald Trump a politician? So can we use the vector of Donald Trump to assign it to other politicians, right? So can we see if the entities are connected to their types? Is that being reflected, that characteristic? And with clustering, of course, we're trying to see whether all the entities of the same type are actually belonging together. Do they form a cluster or not? And so these two tasks were very suitable for semantic analysis, because we wanted to emphasize on the semantics of the embeddings themselves and not use complicated methods. These are suitable because they're simple and can identify the features that we want to identify. And so with classification, we basically tried several approaches. It's the supervised approach. We had multi-label classification problem, where we tried multi-layer perceptron, k-nearest neighbor, random forest, and several others. We also have a baseline SD type, which I'll explain. Coming to the data preparation, we are basically trying to leverage the ontology that is associated with our knowledge graph dataset. This is, for example, is for Yago, the Yago 3 version. What we have here is the ontology starting with a thing which encompasses everything. And then at the top level, we have classes such as organization, person, body of water, product, so on. We manually made a data set where we extracted the entities belonging to each of these classes. And so the experiments were done level-wise. So at level 1, at the highest level, we have high-level entities. Then one level below, we have their subclasses, and so on. We go to level 3. And the idea was that we want to see whether classification clustering perform well at all levels or just at the highest levels? And I'll explain a bit in the coming slides. So the goal is to extract the entities belonging to different classes. Subtrees, I already mentioned, it's being done manually, and the most frequent classes were chosen. And so the experiments are done at the same level of granularity for fair comparison. So we can't really compare level 1 classification performance, entities with level 2 entities. So it's a level-wise classification. These are the results. I'll explain what's happening here. So basically, we are looking at these results level-wise. For example, for the level 1, we only have one set of classes, person, organization, so on. For level 2, we had several subclasses. So we are now trying to compare what is happening with the last 4 rows. If you see here, level 3, artists, players, scientists, and writers, and then comparing these 4 to level 2 and to level 1. So this is how we should be looking at the results. We group level 1, level 2, level 3. And it can be seen clearly in these results that for level 3, the classification performance drops by a lot as compared to, let's say, level 1. So at level 1, we are close to 100%. We are able to identify a person from an organization. But if we drill down deeper, if we go to the level of different persons, so we have now artists, players, scientists, and writers. Now it's not really possible for the embeddings to distinguish between artists and players. The classification performance drops by a lot. And of course, level 2 is somewhere in between for most of the cases. Similar results were also observed for clustering experiments, which I won't show here, but yeah, we can discuss further. So, and this is for all embeddings, and this is for all types of classification methods. So this was uniformly done. There was no major exceptions. This is just a trend we observed. So we wanted to see why this is really happening. And if we look at the characteristics of the data sets on which these embeddings are trained, we can see that the semantic understanding that these embeddings are trying to capture is really belonging on the data set. And the data set consists of real world data, and real world entities frequently belong to more than one semantic type. So for example, we have Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's an actor, he's a businessman, he's a politician. So he has data, or he has triples in the knowledge graph corresponding to all different types of persons. So we don't just have acted in, or don't just have a member of this political party. We have all of these relations together. And therefore, since embeddings are learning these relations, they're not really able to distinguish someone as an actor or a politician if they exhibit the characteristics of both. And so most relations in these knowledge graphs are also, yes, apart from this, that they have relations to multiple classes, there are also relations that are common to all people, such as born in, has spouse, is citizen of. And these relations now are not really unique or indicative of any single person class in particular. They belong to all persons. Therefore, again, the embeddings have a hard time capturing these different semantic types, especially at a fine-grained level. So this is our expectation we already saw. And in reality, basically, all these entities are just people. So they're just all similar, and therefore they behave the way they do in the high dimensional space. So the major insights from this work, the assumption that the community makes is that KG embeddings represent the semantics of the components very well. But we found that semantic soundness is restricted to very few entities at the highest level. So if you're talking about organization, person, sure, use embeddings, they can tell you what is what. But that doesn't happen at the fine-grained level. So because this is highly dependent on the characteristics of the data sets themselves, and these belong to real-world entities, and therefore the lack of semantic representation. Also, we saw, which I didn't mention in detail, was that a simple heuristics-based approach could derive the semantics directly. So when we compared to ST type, which is a simple heuristics-based approach, no embeddings, no training, even there we had comparable performance for classification. So yeah, embeddings are not doing much better. The idea is that we need wider analysis, proper inspection. These embeddings perform well following prediction, but we can't really generalize to other tasks. And yes, there has been recent focus on explainable embeddings, and that's promising. So yeah, more details are in our paper, and I'll be available in the poster session for any questions.